The Mixed Mornings and More podcast with Steph and Shawn.
Now available daily.
Good morning, world.
Hi, good morning. Happy Monday. It is May 8th. It's 5:29 right now. Ooh, we're early.
Oh.
Look at us, just overachievers going on the air early.
Give us a raise for that.
It's double the rate.
Okay. I like the way you think.
Another early morning wildfire update for people who don't hear the 6 a.m. news. Nothing major in our region over the weekend, so that's always good news to hear. The only two wildfires were the two that we knew of last week.
Okay.
The one that was like kind of 40 kilometers north of us, and the one by Anzac. Those under control.
Perfect.
Full control of those bad boys. So nothing to worry about there. They're not even producing like really any smoke or anything. So the smoke that we are getting is from Saskatchewan still, right along the border, kind of around like Alacrosse, I believe, a small town over there. But although on that trusty website that I use, and
What's that one called again?
firesmoke.ca.
Okay.
On that trusty website, it does kind of show as we get into like the afternoon, evening, the winds are going to kind of shift a little bit. So like right now the winds are pushing west, so smoke from Saskatchewan's coming over to us, but it shows the winds kind of pushing more northern as the day goes on, and so a lot of those fires in central Alberta, the smoke's going to start coming up.
Oh, okay.
And so just a heads up, probably going to be a smoky day. So if you have trouble, I know last like on Friday, it was just giving me a little bit of a headache a little bit.
Yeah, it was a little bit. It's always surprising, you kind of forget what the smoke does to you from over the winter, and then when it comes back, you're like, oh, I remember not loving this.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, even though we are like just chilling, thank goodness up here, it's always good to just stay vigilant. It is wildfire season. And so while we can be relaxed, it's always good to just, stay vigilant.
Yeah, don't throw your cigarettes out the window.
Yeah.
There is a province-wide OHV ban, so no side-by-siding or four-wheeling, and no backyard fires of any kind.
Yeah. And any questions at all, you can always text or call 780-791-1037.
So I've been doing a morning show in Fort McMurray for 7 years. And there have been 2 times that I have stopped on my way to work to get gas.
You remember vividly over the past 7 years how many times you've stopped to get gas?
Yeah, I'm usually far more responsible, or I risk it much more because it's dark out and it's scary and I'm just not willing.
Yeah.
But Friday when I was driving home from work, I was like, my goodness, I need to get gas. The light was on. It was saying like, I don't know how many kilometers you have left. And then all weekend long, my husband and I drove around town, and every time we went to decide which vehicle to take, he was like, oh, does yours still need gas? Okay, no, we'll take mine.
Yeah.
And so I was horrified to find when I got in the truck this morning that my Friday afternoon drive home was the last time I drove this thing, and it still needed gas. So I was like, all right, there's a gas station at the end of my street. I guess I'll stop there. And I was feeling pretty safe. It was pretty well lit, and the sky was also starting to light up.
That's right.
Until a police car with his sirens sped past me, and I was like, oh man, I wonder where he's headed. And then a second one did.
To your gas station.
No, he kept going, but then a third one did.
Ooh.
And I was like, you know what? I got to get out of here. I think $20 is just fine for this gas experience right now.
That'll get me to work.
Yeah. I put the nozzle back in. I jumped in the truck, and a fourth police car sped by. Sirens on, lights on their way somewhere. And before I could get out of the gas station parking lot, I checked my back seat really fast to make sure whoever they're looking for didn't get in. A fifth police car with his lights and sirens were on. So, you know what? Second time in 7 years getting gas early in the morning. Don't need to do it again.
That's right. Not for another 7 years. You're good. Anyone who has a dog pretty much knows when you get to the dog park, the dog is just itching to get out of the vehicle if you're driving there and into that park to have all the fun.
He's like, take me off this leash. I get to run around here and there are no rules.
Back when I had my dog, it was the same thing. You'd be driving and it's almost like they memorize the route that you take to get to the dog park, where it's like you take a turn and they like remember their body shifting a certain way, or they're looking out the window and they remember certain landmarks, but some dogs get very vocal when they're on their way.
Yeah, did you experience this over the weekend?
So I was hanging out with a couple dogs this weekend, and
You're in all your glory.
there was 3 of them in the vehicle. And just take a listen to this. This is when we were uptown, and I think these dogs know when they hit the bypass going towards the Waterways dog park. I think that's when they start to know that they're getting close to the dog park, and this is what they sound like. There's just a whole mixture. There's 3 of them in there. There's like a little whines, a couple of loud, and it's just like, oh, you guys, I think this is a dog park. We're not just going for a car ride. We're going for a dog park car ride.
Can you believe that they're taking us there? Oh my God.
What do you want to play when we get there, guys? It's going to be so much fun.
Tag or fetch.
Do you want to go to the mud pit, guys? Yeah, I want the mud pit. Give me to the mud pit.
Spent a bunch of time working out in the yard yesterday. And, I was sweeping the deck and we planted some hanging baskets and just like a few hours out there, not basking in the sun because it was cold and it was windy, but it was good to be outside.
A lot of tasks, just like small tasks adding up to a couple hours here or there.
Yeah, and it feels good to kind of, look out at your yard and be like, I'm so glad that I cleaned this up and whatever. And then as I was doing one last thing outside, I was like, oh, you know what? I should shake out this doormat. Just feeling like a whole lot of gumption. I picked up the doormat and there was an envelope underneath it.
Exciting, scary, all at the same time.
Right? What is
mysterious
this doing here? And how long has it been here? And what is in there? And so I said to my husband, I was like, I just found an envelope underneath our doormat. And he was like, is there money in it? And yes, there was $10 in it. Which I'm pretty sure was just probably some sort of Facebook marketplace.
Yeah, I was going to say, y'all do a bunch of buy and sell.
Yeah, but I don't remember the last time somebody said I put the money under your doormat. So it was like I got paid for those couple hours of working outside. My deck was like, you can have $10. Here you go.
You treat yourself? Buy a milkshake or something?
Not yet, but that's on the agenda today for sure. Great idea. That's the perfect way to spend
Mocha
that
Loca
$10.
Frappuccino for yourself.
Yes, please. Maybe I should do like the Tim Hortons one because then we could get both of us covered for the...
I'm down for... you said it, not me. Coronation happened... Saturday morning, 2 a.m.?
Yep.
And have you seen it? Did you read in about it? See anything about it?
Surprisingly, as somebody who is pretty in tune with the royal family and stuff, I saw not a single thing.
Yeah, Saturday morning when I was going for my soccer updates, I scrolled across it because soccer starts at 7, 8 in the morning.
Right.
And so it happened just before that. So I was reading and scrolling by and kind of getting some highlights on Twitter and everything. One of the things that I noticed, Katy Perry could not find her seat, I guess.
Oh dear.
There's a lot of videos of her just kind of looking clueless, kind of kneeling in and be like, does that say Katy Perry on it? No, okay. And then she'll keep on walking down the aisle and be like, is that one me? And when she posted on social media, I eventually found my seat, guys. It's okay.
Oh, nice. Yeah. At least she knows that people are trolling her and she's going to get in on it.
Yeah.
On it.
Yeah. And then another one was people were trying to find out what were the lyrics to what the Queen Camilla and King Charles. Is that who we got?
Yeah.
Yeah. What were the lyrics to them walking in to one of the buildings? So I'm just going to play it here and we're going to try and dissect it, okay?
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
Could you hear any of that?
No, can you play it again?
One more time?
Yeah.
Do you need it again? Because I hear something.
Okay. Okay. I don't want to say, I hear Regina Camilla. That's what I hear.
You hear Regina?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
What'd you hear?
Vagina. So I have Camilla. One more time?
Yeah. Okay. I hear Regina because I know that means queen, does it not?
I have a Camilla.
Okay.
And that's what they were walking into, and now everyone, I tried looking up the lyrics. I'm like, what was the actual song? No one knows. It's not on the internet. No one knows what choir was actually singing.
They must have wrote it just specifically for this event.
Did they prank them?
Well,
just like that little something that was mowed into the lawn. Did you see that?
I did see that, but I wonder if
a little member
Yes.
Or the big member, I should say.
John! I wonder if everybody was too close to this choir that was in on the song and didn't realize what it sounded like.
Yeah.
And because they were trying to keep it so secretive and such a surprise, they didn't ask any outside sources what it sounded like. And now they're like, well, that was a blunder. We're not going to mention it ever again.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Was it a coronation of pranks? Because I love it now. I should watch every one. Dean's on the line. What are your thoughts on the coronation?
I'm totally with Shawn.
I have a vagina, Camilla.
Yeah. They're definitely saying Vajiji on that one, that's for sure. And you're right, Shawn. It goes with the pranks, too, after you got Bob out there on the lawn. And then that, I bet you it's a correlation of a bunch of pranks, which, of course, I'm going to look now and see if I can find them all.
Yeah. Because I'm trying to piece things together, because I'm not a coronation guy, but I might have to be if this is what they're like. We haven't had one in 70 years, but damn.
Well, I know, right? But I mean, just when you guys, that's exactly what it sounds like on our side of the radio. And now that you brought the attention to everybody, they'll be like, that does say Vajiji.
I have to make an apology to everybody who follows me on Instagram. I never post anything interesting on my stories.
Loser.
And I feel
Lame.
I feel like Instagram, when I do post something on my stories, tells everyone. They're like, oh, Steph Seidel posted on her stories for the first time in a while.
Bumps it right to the front.
Yeah. Puts it there. Got this nice, like, shining bubble around my profile picture. Like, you want to see what Steph
I
posted
noticed.
in her stories.
I clicked on it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah? What'd you see?
You're the worst. You're sharing the most followed person, a giveaway from the most followed person, basically.
I love a good contest. I want to win things. I can't win anything at the station. We give away a ton of great stuff, by the way. And so I'm just such a sucker. When I can enter a contest, I need to.
Do you follow Mr. Beast?
I do now because it said I had to follow him to enter his contest.
Gross. No, you're not alone in this either. There are a bunch of people that are sharing Mr. Beast posts. I'm surprised he's not giving away more money, to be honest.
Yeah.
What's the post? You describe everything that you got involved with here.
Okay, so one of my friends shared it to their stories, and I was like, "Oh, a giveaway? Okay, yeah, I'll go follow this lead here." And then it was his birthday, so he was giving away 5 prizes of $10,000, and all you had to do was follow him, tag a friend, and share it to your stories.
Did you see how many people follow him?
No.
Did you do that math?
No.
Over 30 million people follow him.
Oh man, well that's embarrassing.
You want to know how many comments are in that one thing?
How many?
8.2 million comments.
You know what, Shawn? You miss
post.
all the shots you don't take. So I shared it to my story, and I'm one more entry away from better than you. You didn't share it at all.
Yeah, this is why I have more followers than you. Because you share stupid things to your posts.
You know what? My static feed is beautiful. I share a lot of great outdoor adventures to that, and that's how I keep my followers
Does it make
happy.
up for the spam in your stories?
Sometimes people like to know about giveaways. Sometimes, just like me, my friend shared it, and I was like, sweet, I'll go follow and enter this giveaway too.
You're like an MLM of just sharing like giveaways.
Wow, that's pretty mean, Shawn. I'm offended.
The NHL playoffs have been an absolute treasure this year, especially because we have some Canadian teams thriving. And I don't think a Canadian team has won the Stanley Cup since the 90s.
Oh, my
Steph.
goodness.
Yeah, it's been a long time since Canada has had the cup in our nation. It's been America the whole time.
Hockey is our game. Come on.
Right. At least our players make up like half the teams anyways. Like Canadians make up half the team. So it always comes back to Canada. But it'd be nice if a Canadian team actually won.
Yeah.
Now, out of the first round, we had the Edmonton Oilers and the Toronto Maple Leafs. And Vegas, who sets like the odds on who they think is going to win, they actually had the 2 Canadian teams as like the top 2 teams to potentially win the Stanley Cup.
Wow.
Toronto was number 1, and the Edmonton Oilers were right behind them at number 2. For whom? Number 2 to take home the Stanley Cup.
Wow. That's amazing because Toronto hasn't won in so long. To have them as the number 1 team to take home the Stanley Cup. All right, Vegas.
Yeah, they just had to get over that hurdle of getting out of the first round, which they did. But now it seems like they can't get out of the second round.
Uh-oh.
They've lost 3 straight games to the Florida Panthers.
Oh, no, Toronto. Come on.
They lost last night 3-2 in overtime to put them down in the series 3-0. And then how these series work, best of 7, it's first team to win 4 games, and you move on to the next round. And so they're struggling.
Okay, but when do they play next?
Wednesday.
There'll be a lot of heart palping things, like they might just really show up on Wednesday morning or Wednesday night,
Yeah.
and then because every game after that it will be sudden death, they'll be out.
Yeah.
So maybe
They just need to be against the wall.
Yeah, against the wall, and they're like, we got this, we got this, we got this 4 in a row.
That's right. They have to win 4 in a row. I think it's only been done 3 or 4 times in the history. I think
dear.
the chances of them moving through is like 0.02%. Not even 1%, 0.02.
You know what? I'm cheering for them. At least they got somebody else in their corner.
Yeah. And then the other side, we have the Edmonton Oilers. They fell asleep in game 1 against Vegas. They didn't really do all that well. But then game 2, they came back in a big way. I think they won 5-1 or something.
Wow.
So they really put on a show. So they play tonight, 6:30. The only game of the evening, the only game on the schedule for hockey tonight, 1.
All right, so everybody is watching that game.
And also, if I can chime in as well, my Red Hot Ducks.
The Ducks are out. What are you even talking about?
We could potentially see if my Ducks get the chance to draft Bedard tonight, because the NFL draft lottery is tonight. And this is where they decide what order the draft is in. Who picks first, second, third, fourth, fifth, etc., etc. They decide that tonight. The draft isn't tonight, but the order is set tonight.
Okay, and then when is the draft?
I can't even remember. I just have my mind set on if the Ducks are going to get first overall or not. That's what I've been dying for here.
What if they get first overall and they don't pick Bedard?
I will cry a lot. I will cry a lot.
Okay.
Lots of
Have
tears.
to take the day off next.
Yeah.
I'd like to give a little life hack this morning.
Please share it.
If you're feeling like this weather is so nice and warm and you'd like to be a gardener, but you've failed in the past, I would just advise that you plant some rhubarb.
Is it the fail-safe?
It is the fail-safe. We have planted this 3 summers ago, I think, and it has just grown like nobody's business every summer. And yesterday I went out to the garden to kind of, decide if we were going to be gardeners again this year, because it's so much work and it's really disappointing when bugs eat all of the thing you've been watering all summer. And I looked down, and there was the rhubarb. It grew already. It is only May 6th, and it is just ready to be harvested probably in a week.
What do you all have to do to plant it? What do you did you plant it 3 years ago and you've just never had to plant it again, or what?
Yes, exactly that precisely. We bought one tiny little $5 rhubarb plant, put it in the ground, and then we've just been like, does anybody want some rhubarb?
How does it work? What's the, I don't get it. Is it just seeds come off of it, or?
No, I don't know what happens. It's kind of like raspberries. It just spreads, and you're like, oh, well, great. I guess we have so much rhubarb. Yeah, and you don't have to do anything to it. I have not tended to this. Yesterday, I was like, I'll break off all the stalks from last summer, but there was green, beautiful leaves that were coming in, and stalks of rhubarb just about ready to be turned into pie or jam or barbecue sauce. Everybody should plant some rhubarb. You'll feel like you have the greenest thumb ever.
Another trade show has come and gone. Steph, did you get a chance to attend in person?
Yeah, I took a giant walk around it. There was so much to see there.
Ooh, I got my steps in for sure. I checked my app at the end of the day. It was well over 10,000.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, when you first walk in, what I did, walk in, and then I went down the hallway to the left once you got into the farthest trade show. Just work your way from one end to the other, essentially. And right when you got into that first room, it was just like wine vendor, beer vendor, moonshine vendor, all in a row. So it was like 3 samples in a row. You're like, all right, I think that's how you have to start the trade shows, by doing samples at all 3, and then you're ready to spend your money.
Getting a little tipsy.
Did you see the same thing?
Oh yeah, totally. That's exactly where I started as well. And then by the time you were done sampling all of the alcohol, you'd just have a little lunch feast of jerky. You're good to go.
Yeah, a little Italian sausage at one of the spots too. I definitely grabbed a couple samples from there.
Yeah, and some pierogies. And
yes.
Oh man, there was so much to try.
Yeah. Oh, and on one of the farthest halls, the kitchen was set up. nice little restaurant, and they had these authentic street tacos. We were talking about them on Friday, so it was like top of mind for me. So instantly I grabbed 3 and just downed them,
Good
which was
choice.
absolutely fantastic. But then a couple of the hauls that I walked away with. I got my soaps from my homies, Sugarberry Naturals, because I was down to 1, so I needed to re-up with 3 more.
Nice.
So that was fantastic. I bought some shampoo bars from another vendor because I remember them. They treated my scalp they moisturized my bald head real good.
Okay. What else did you get?
Some shampoo bars from them. Bought some sheets. A sheet lady
Really?
there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Grown up Shawn. I remember that you were getting a second set of sheets before. Is this your third set of sheets?
I mean, I wasn't going to humble brag, but these are my 3rd set of sheets that I have.
The Bachelor no more. You know, a couple months ago, he got his second set. Now he's
Right.
like, that feels so nice. I need a third.
Next step mortgage? Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe.
But then I was broke after that, so maybe mortgage isn't on the way.
Yeah, just wait a little bit longer.
That's right. I think another successful trade show is in the books here. Saturday was absolutely jam-packed when I went.
Yeah, and Sunday was pretty good as well. I picked up some Jenny's potatoes, and when I was chatting with the lady, she said, we're almost sold out. I was like, okay, I better get them now. I was going to say I'll come back so I don't have to carry them through, but don't want to miss out on Jenny's potatoes.
Yeah, so when you went Sunday, when you first walked into McDonald Island Park, were there the outside vendors there still? Like right at the door? Like the hot dog
Yeah,
and the
hot
food?
dog guy, Hoi Polloi was there.
Oh.
Yes.
That was so tempting, but I managed to hold off. I don't know how. Caitlin on her Facebook page said she didn't manage to hold off, and she was like, I got these amazing hot dogs from outside. I want to go back for more. I want them all the time, and I need this street meat, is what I call it, every day.
That is high praise for a hot dog stand.
Yeah, and then Hoi Polloi, I was like, oh my gosh, I need a second stomach so I can like buy all of these things.
Totally, because you were probably so full of the pierogies and the potatoes and the jerky that you ate inside and the tacos that you had.
Yes, absolutely. So food was covered. I didn't even have a chance to get the mini donuts.
Me either. What a missed opportunity. We'll
Yeah.
have to wait till the fall trade show. Oh my gosh.
And surprisingly, as such a big cookie guy as I am, I didn't even have a chance to buy any of the cookies that were there either.
Evermore Cookie was there too, yeah. And Mama
Cuckoo.
C's cookies.
Mama C's, Cuckoo.
Oh, Cuckoo for Cookies was
There's
there.
so
yeah.
many local cookie places that we have here. I feel like a bad cookie guy. I didn't even buy cookies.
Hey, you are usually the cookie monster. What
Yeah.
the heck? I also saw Bob. He said he was pleasantly surprised by all the Alberta breweries
Yes.
that attended. He said he picked up some great wines and other spirits.
Yeah.
I also tried some like delicious, I don't know, vodka-based coolers, and I'm not sure which business it is, but I am on their social media giving their options a try. Quite delicious, I must say.
Yeah, if you see Steph in a video, please tag her. She's trying to find that video she sampled.
Well, it's been a ton of fun, but it's time for us to get out of here.
Yeah, happy NFL Draft Lottery Day. Maybe Connor Bedard's going to the Ducks tonight. We'll have to wait and see, but...
Stop.
What?
You just said NFL draft.
Happy NHL Draft tonight. Lottery. It's the lottery.
Hold
I'm
up.
nervous.
I just corrected you on a sports thing.
Thank you.
I bask in
see?
this moment. The sun is shining on my face today.
Bless your heart over there. Thank you so much. I'm just a ball of nerves right now is what I'm trying to say. If I'm wearing Ducks gear tomorrow, you will know what happened. If I'm not wearing Ducks gear, I'm probably not going to show up. We'll have to wait and see.
Goodness. Wow, the stakes are really high on this one. I don't want to do a solo show, so can somebody rig that lottery, please?
Maybe I will live stream my reaction. I'll either be like cheering and happy or I'll be crying.
Yeah, I'll be watching for that.
I'll go live on
Please
Instagram.
do. As for us, though, we do need to get out of this booth, so we hope your day's looking on the bright side.
Say hi to your dogs for us. Goodbye.
Want more of today's show?
Download the Mixed Mornings and More podcast.
Now available every weekday.